Hi guys, what's up? So good morning. I think it is still morning. It is. Yes, it's morning. And so we are going to have a live conversation today. So I'm kind of, looking at the banners here. So if you see me looking to the side, I'm looking to see who's logging on so I can answer some questions. But good morning and welcome. My name is Dallas Christopher. I'm here at Private Label Extensions. We are here in Atlanta live. Live, bow and pop it. Yeah, cool. So today, just kind of share with you guys what we're going to do. We're going to talk about products to lighten your extensions. Products to lighten your extensions. And so just to get a little bit of information without going into it all the way just yet, we're going to start talking about some of the best choices and then asking you guys what your experiences, have been when you've colored your extensions from private label extensions. What did you use? What were your results that you got from the amount of levels that you were trying to get from levels 1 all the way up to 10? Did you achieve those levels? Not only did you achieve those levels, but did you have to do it once, twice, 3 times? How many times did you have to process that hair? What volume did you use at that time? And then talking about some of your choices of deep conditioning to save the integrity of that hair, because people sometimes lose their mind and think, oh, it's extensions, I can do whatever I want to do. And then you end up with, that hair that's fried and dyed and laid to the side. And then you're like, oh my God, I just destroyed my extensions. Yeah. So we're going to talk about that today, about how do we move away from destroying those extensions? How do we lighten them? And what should we use? And what are our past experiences? And what are some of the best products to use during lightning service at that point? So let's just kind of open up the floor. I know I see a lot of people jumping on. Let's just open up the floor and talk about that lightning service. So first product that I want to talk about, or let me just ask the question out in the room. What is your favorite extension that you would use? And when I say your favorite extension, is it your Brazilian body wave? Is it your Brazilian straight? I mean, everybody loves the Brazilian, baby. But is that your go-to when you are choosing to color hair? Is that your go-to? Anyone? This is your opportunity for us to start talking. So hold on, we got some comments that's going here. I'm checking. Hello. What's up, Duke? Fried dyed laid to the side. Yes, okay. Maybe it's, ooh, I wish I can show you guys some of the fried dyes. And I mean, I'm talking about some chicken fried dyes. Whew, yeah. I'm reading comments, guys. I like Brazilian and raw extensions. Perfect. I love that. You like Brazilian and raw extensions. And so that would be your choice when you are coloring or lightening your extensions. That's your choice of extension. Looks like that's a yes. Yeah. So let's talk about the Brazilian. Again, I love using our product. I love using our different products to get those levels of lift that I want. But you also got to remember that some of the best choices when you're coloring, my suggestion as a licensed educator, a licensed hairstylist, been in this industry for a while. Again, some of you may not know, you may not know me. You may go, oh, I don't know who he is, You may not, I don't know, okay? I have been with Paul Mitchell for, oh my goodness, a long time. A very, very long time. Many years. I'm still 29. And so as an educator and national educator for Paul Mitchell, so I've been a school educator and a national educator at the same time. And so I teach out of Milady. I also teach out of our Paul Mitchell brand. I teach out of coloring in our Paul Mitchell brand. So again, giving you a wealth of knowledge of what I have used and experienced. Now, granted, I have used other products as well. Okay. You'll be crazy if you don't have other options in our hair industry. If you box yourself in and say, I'm only going to use this right here, and you have lost. So there are so many other options. But here's my first thing. If I'm going to be using any lightener to lighten hair, the first thing I'm going to choose is a product that we have when I'm lightening my extensions that is either raw with nothing on it or my Vietnamese, okay? I'm reading an answer here. It said, with trial and error, I've learned it's easier to take blonde extensions darker than, you must have watched my class, okay? What's your name, honey? Ma'am or sir, what's your name, okay? From Bermuda. That's outside of South Carolina. I heard it's beautiful there, but planes and boats go down out there. No, I'm playing. Thank you. And thank you for joining us. But you are absolutely right. So touch that real quick. It is better to walk down the color map than to go up the color map to save the integrity of their hair. But sometimes people don't know how to calibrate color or to mix color, because everybody may not know the journey of repigmenting hair. They may not always know that. And so being able to add in out of the three primary colors. So of course you have your three primary colors, which is yellow, red, and blue. And so if you're living in the yellow because you've taken everything else out, you got to walk that hair back down properly to get those colors in so they don't look muddy or they don't look flat. And so there's a process of being able to add those colors in. If you're not too keen on that, which I suggest you get training on coloring. Some people, not you, not Bermuda, but some people. If you're not too keen on that, then now we're talking about, okay, what is the easiest way? The easiest way is walking down, but it's a little bit complicated to understand it. But if not, then let's go ahead and lighten it from whatever it lives in when you purchased it. And so, who said no, sir? I'm looking at things, guys. Thank you for this video. I'm a new owner of hair extension company, Midwest Hair Company. And this, I like that. Thank you for telling me it's informative. This is the purpose of us doing these types of classes. So, or sit-ins, so that you guys can get like a full perspective or full understanding of hair from a professional. I'd like to say I've been in it for a long time to be able to give you proper information to help you be successful or to help you become successful in your business. So let's go back to my choice, because y'all will have me, I'm telling y'all will have me all over this place. Let me have I've been drinking this. This is some new thing. It's a ginger and lime. It is amazing. I'll tell you about it later. Or DM me and we'll talk about it. Yeah, great. It's an amazing drink for in the morning. So my choice for me, I like to use the Vietnamese. Okay. Again, that's just my favorite choice. Or again, the raw. And when I'm using that, the Indian raw, when I'm lightening, I'm using probably in our lightening services, depending on the level of lift that I'm going to, I'm generally using our Paul Mitchell, and it's our dual purpose lightener. And it is our power horse is what I like to say, or what they like to say and call it. It gives up to 7 levels of lift. And so if I'm living at a level 1, I'm going to get up to 7 levels of lift without really destroying and tearing up the integrity of the hair. Well, again, 7 levels of lift coming from level 1. I want you to count up what that means. 1 up to 7. That means you're getting around about an 8. But you're trying to get to a blonde, which is a 613. If you're trying to get to that blonde or that pale yellow, there's still some more levels you got to get to. Okay. And so if you're doing safely at those 7 levels of lift, you're going to get about an 8. But there may be a process that you have to actually process it again. It's called double processing. You have to process it again. And now you need to know what level you're going to use. So generally, if I'm going to take that level one, and I'm using a dual purpose lightener, and I'm probably going to use for that energy. I'm probably going to use about a 30 volume. I always like to test a strand of it, and come on, it's a weft of hair or a wig. Just pull out a strand, do a nice strand with a small bowl that you've mixed up that had 20 volume, okay, and your lightener. And I'll do a test strand with that. So many of us as hairstylists, we get a wig or we get bundles and we get excited. And when we get excited, we jump in and just start painting all the bundles or start painting the whole wig. You got to test it. Yeah. You want to see how the hair is going to react to what you're doing. So a test strand is always something. And as many years I've colored hair, as many years I've lightened hair and done so many different things, even me as a professional with so many years of education behind my name and credentials behind who I am, I still test hair. So if I still test hair, why are some of those who are out there who just got out of school last week? I'm playing. Now I'm not playing, but who, you're just running in all willy-nilly. No, test it. You never know what's happening at that point in time. Even being a vendor and supplying all you guys with the hair, even us, we still test those strands coming from overseas. Still have to test that. Okay. I hope that is answering a question for you guys. Now, I'm getting ready to look over at some questions. Mikey, you are something else. Let me look over here, and it says, my biggest concern is that I've been told that Indian hair is the best. I've been told the Indian hair is the best. Okay, I think this is the one from Bermuda. Yeah, I think that is. I like the Indian raw. Let me just answer that question. I love the Indian raw. It's incredible. It colors well. It lifts beautifully, and it lifts like you are lifting, your own client's hair. It lifts just like that, and you get beautiful results. I put that finger up there. Remember, it lifts like you're lifting your own hair. So do you just throw lightener on somebody's hair and get those 8, 9 levels, 10 levels of lift, and then you go, okay, I'm just going to rinse it and throw any kind of conditioner on it, and oop, off we go? No. There's still journeys that you have to take, and that is how you have to give that hair some love. Let's condition it. Let's shampoo it with the proper shampoo. Let's condition it with the proper conditioner. Let's put some after products that are wet products on the hair that's going to help support when you're blow drying it or when you're getting it, for styling purposes. So there's so many other pieces that we're missing. And so I like to make sure that I give everybody my cocktail of products and journeys into making sure the hair is set up for success. That's just for me. To answer another question, hold on one second. I'm looking at this strand test. Yes, absolutely, strand test. Come on, ginger is good for the immune system. Yes, it is. And it's ginger and lime. I was telling Mikey this morning when I came into the office. I normally get another one. I can't tell you the brand of it right now. I don't like to promote other brands, without getting their thumbs up. But anyway, I used to drink this other one that was like a carrot one. And I decided to get this new one. And I told Mikey this one, I said, baby, I feel high. I'm like, I feel like I'm drinking like a beer or something. Like I got a little buzz. I love this. So this is now going to be my new favorite drink in the morning. Not because I need a buzz, because trust me, I got so much energy. I don't need anything. My neighbors hate me when I wake up in the morning. 5 o'clock in the morning, it's like Beyonce. Yeah, and they're like, if you don't turn that music down, sir. So yeah. All right, last to answer another question. He said, who just got out of school last week. Listen, I'm telling you, word vomit comes out my mouth sometimes. And it just comes out. It just comes out. Looking at it, I love the Indian raw. Yes. Yes. Uh, you took her class? Oh God, yes. She's amazing. I love her. Yeah, she's amazing. I love her. I love the technique she does when she's doing the micro beads. Listen, and some of the clients, the hair looks incredible. She's amazing. I love her. Um, Somebody's talking about this man right here. All right. So, guys, what we're talking about, just to make sure you understand, I'm Dallas Christopher with Private Label Extensions. We are talking about products and to lighten your extensions and some of the safer ways to lighten those extensions. And then talking about that journey of, how to save the integrity of that hair doing that, you know. Let's go to some questions. What's your take on Vietnamese hair versus other strands? Well, again, you're asking somebody who Vietnamese is my favorite. I mean, listen, if you knew my sister, I should give you her Instagram. Lord, I don't even know what my sister's Instagram is. Favorite somebody. I know that's foul. That's foul. But my sister keeps Vietnamese in her head. Yeah. That's all my sister goes for. So if you ever see my sister with her work, Vietnamese is my choice. It lightens so beautifully for me. It has just the right amount of coarseness for our more ethnic women, where it matches your hair a lot more. The texture of your hair a lot more. So it has just that right amount of coarseness. So when you lighten it, you're going to get into that level 8-ish, 9-ish. So it's going to be kind of like an orangish, kind of yellow orangish. And again, if that's where you're living, understanding your tonal value and understanding what you need to do to combat whatever you don't want, if you don't want the orange, of course, using the blue. If you don't want the yellow, what are you supposed to use? The violet. And so you need to understand what you need to do to combat that. But when you lift it up, that first one good lift, especially when you're using about a 30 volume and using a dual purpose lightener, you're going to get a beautiful, beautiful level 8, 8.5 color at that point. I generally go with a second service of lightening after that to get that pale yellow that I want. And then I just tone it to exactly what I want. And sometimes I don't even tone it. What I do is just use a purple shampoo, and I get my perfect lightening service I need at that point. Yeah? Great. Let's look at some more questions. However, I have used private label and label. Okay, great. Thank you for using that and say that you've used, yeah, perfect. How do you become partners? I did the charade on you. Baby, that should have been a meme. Anyway, yes, I am a partner. Thank you so much, Greenville, South Carolina. I love it. And now we're going to Charlotte, North Carolina. Listen, I'm going to try my best to take over the entire Carolinas. Yeah, I was born in one of those states, and those were my stomping grounds when I was a little younger, when I was about a couple of years younger ago. And it's just great. I just felt like that I needed to bring it to the Greenville, South Carolina area and also the North Carolina area, because there's a huge need for hair. How to become a partner. That's a conversation you want to have with my man, the weave dealer himself, Mikey, and having that conversation with him about what that looks like. We had some really long sit down conversations. And listen, I've been with those guys. Woo! I've known Mikey, that's my buddy. I've known him for a long time. And so it just felt right. It just felt right. And so that's where we are today. But for you, and if you're interested in that, this is a conversation you might want to have with Mikey about what can you bring to the table, to be a partner if you want to open a store. Listen, I would love to have stores all over the country, all over. So yeah, hope that answered your question for you, especially in Bermuda. Whoever answered in Bermuda, baby, let's get you some of that water. Okay, let's get it over there. Yeah, Charlotte, come on. I use private label as a vendor. Yay, thank you. Okay, so you're in Boston, Massachusetts. Boston. That's a beautiful area. It's wonderful up there. I've been there a couple of times, and Boston is beautiful. It's cold in the winter, okay? And when y'all have those nor'easters, oh, it's really cold then. So, yeah, we'll talk more about that. Definitely get with Mikey. Definitely send him a message. He will talk with you about what we have coming down the pike with partnerships in the future. Cool. Yes, it is cold. Now, we talked about what we use and what I choose to use and what was my favorite, which I hope you guys understood. The Vietnamese was my favorite, but could you lighten other products such as the Brazilian? Yes, you can. Again, the next step we talked about, which was using a test strand, pulling out a piece of hair and just kind of testing it out to see what the reaction of that hair is going to, how it's going to react with the color that you just produced or the color you just mixed, lightener you just mixed, and seeing what that end result will be before you jump in all willy-nilly and do the whole thing. The other thing that I wanted to discuss and that I put in the notes there is that volume. There are levels of volume. Volumes, which is 10 volume, 20 volume, 30 volume, and 40 volume. Again, someone sees a bundle that's about this dark, which they're not really this dark, okay? But if you see a bundle this dark and you go, ooh, I want to get this blonde, and the first thing you reach for is 40 volume, and you pour that in with whatever. And I even have some lightening here. I was going to pull it up. It's got a name on it, and I don't want to discredit anybody's name. But you mix that, you're at home or your salon suite, and you're mixing, and then you lay all this hair out on tables with trash bags, and you just start slapping that on with 40 volume. You put a foil on it or something, I don't know, with 40 volume. And then you have a conversation with calling customer service. The hair is falling out. It's shredding, or it's, well, darling, sugar, pumpkin pie, sweetie, you just mixed 40 volume with a lightener that had enough energy to shoot to the moon in 15 minutes. And you put it on there and you left it on there for an hour or for 2 hours because you kept looking at it going, it's still a little orange here. It's still a little red here. It's still. This is why we have these conversations, so that we understand is that this is something you can't just do. The best result you're going to get with getting a lightening service is putting it inside a foil, which is called incubation. Yeah. Putting it inside a foil. And once you put it in a foil, stop picking it up and looking at it. Opening it. Every time you open, you're letting more oxygen inside that foil. Reducing that energy a little bit. Sit it in. Let it do its job. Work. Every once in a while, which is not every 5 seconds, check in your foil. But after you place them in there, my choice is after I placed it in the foil, I'm going to check my foil in 5 minutes to see the lifting from where it was to where it is now. And then from trial and error of how many times I've lifted hair, now I go, okay, that was 5 minutes. And I lifted about 4 levels in that 5 minutes because it looks about a level 4 or 5-ish now. So yeah, I'm going to give it another 15 minutes. And then in 15 minutes, it may be at this level and then I'll check again. That's how you check your hair when it's been incubated inside of a foil. Also, make sure saturation is imperative that you saturate the hair properly. This is where you have holidays. If you are saturating and you put it on the hair and you're like, oh, I got it all in there, but you don't know that there's just that area in the middle that has no product on it whatsoever. And so when you are rinsing it off, those pieces are dark. The other pieces are blonde. Ooh, look like a calico cat. Don't want that. Yeah. No, we want to make sure that you are saturating it properly. It should look like snow slopes. as far as when you have it on the hair. It should look like or icing of a cake laying on top of that hair. That's what it should look like. That's proper saturation. Using your brush also as a tool to help brush through to make sure it's saturated all the way through. Also making proper sectionings. Okay, again, that's that willy-nilly. You grab that much of a section and you put it in a foil and you think I'm going to color. Yeah, it's not going to work. To get even, consistent, proper color, properly saturated, properly sectioned, properly incubated. Okay, did they answer any of questions? I think I got those questions that were answered there. Hold on 1 second. Even so, you could go back and fix why let it sit. It's gonna fall out. Wait, I didn't understand that a little bit, but it says, even so, you could go back and fix why let it sit. It's gonna fall out. Okay, I'll get it in a second. I'll come back to it. Let's go to the next one. What volume would you recommend using for what you're describing? Again, as I said, when we were talking earlier, I always go with, especially when I'm doing our products, I'll grab a 30 because especially if it's living like in a level 2 or level 3. And depending on what level I'm trying to get. Now, if I'm trying to get really light, yeah, I'm going to go with a 30. If I'm only trying to get about a 7-ish, that's still in the blonde, because once you get 6, you're still in blonde, guys. It's considered the blonde family. Like a dark blonde or something of that nature. Then, yeah, I'll go with 20. And depending on how much hair I'm using and the density of that hair. But I'm going to go with a 30 at that point. And then check to see what my end results would be. So 30 is always a safe one for me when I'm coloring my Vietnamese hair. Again, because of the coarseness, the density of it. When I'm coloring Brazilian, I generally start with a 20 just to see, because again, Brazilian is thinner. The density of it or the coarseness of it is not as coarse as the Vietnamese. So did that answer your question? I hope. Yeah, cool. Another question. Do you suggest bleaching wet hair or dry hair? I've seen these two techniques and it seems to work well. Okay, great. I'm glad you brought that up. So for human hair that's on the head, if she was coming to get a lightening service, we do not shampoo the hair for a lightening service. If she's putting foils on it and I'm lightening it, we do not shampoo the hair first. We do not disturb the integrity of the hair first, because that lightener has enough energy, it's going to eat through and take off whatever it needs to take off. However, if I'm coloring hair, I do recommend pre-treating hair, which is, yeah, I'm going to pre-treat with the shampoo to really setting the hair up for success, feeling the hair for what I need, because maybe there'll be some areas in the hair that's not, as healthy. So I'm going to set it up for success to get proper even color. Have I colored hair that's been not wet, damp? Have I lightened hair that's been not wet, damp? Keyword, wet, wet. I almost said the song from Cardi B and Megan. I'm glad I did. Oh, y'all know I'm crazy. Wet, damp. Yes, I have. And have I seen the energy work a little faster? Yes, I have. But I will suggest that as a hairstylist, if you are a licensed cosmetologist, because I don't know none of you guys, I don't know if you are or not. If you are, make sure you know what you're doing if you're going to have a damp, some damp hair and applying lightener and developer on at that point. Test to see the end result. But I will say I have seen some faster lightening for me before in damp. But I'm not telling you guys go do all your damp hair. And you're like, well, Dallas told me that. No, I didn't say that. I said test to see what results you're gonna get. Okay. Question. When you said they may be some orange spots or spots not completely bleached. Oh, yes, you could. Yeah, and now I got what you were saying. Yes, you could go back in and redo it. I again, I like to get my best result then. So, not saying that you can't. Just for me, if I'm going to do something, I like to do it and get it all even what I need, and then if I need to go and do it again, I'm going to do it again. So all that color is going to be to the level I need it to be, because I don't want to have areas that need more energy, but areas that don't need more energy. Because most people, when you have those holidays, they recolor everything. So when you recolor or relighten everything, you're putting more energy on the hair that's already light where it's supposed to be. I promise you, I've seen them. They go, well, this is orange here, and it's yellow here, and it's blonde here. They'll lay that product from all the way from the weft all the way to the end. And you're like, but you got it here. You just didn't get it there. So you always have to be very, very careful. Let's go with some more questions. It says, what should I use for number one color hair? What do you mean, number one color hair? Help me understand that a little bit more. Number one color hair, because levels of hair is levels 1 through 10. 1 being black, 10 being pale yellow. And so those are your, it doesn't change. In your Milady book, it doesn't change. That's what they are. So are you using something that's a level 1 that's trying to get somewhere else? Let me know. The other one behind it. Carolyn. Hi, Carolyn. Balayage. Will you use only raw hair for this look? You know what? No. I've used, let me not lie, girl. I've used everything in our brand. It just depends on what color level I'm going to get and what my guests can afford, what your consumer can afford. And so here's a conversation that there is, as a hairstylist, you are the hairstylist. When you go to your doctor, I'm getting ready to preach now. Oh boy, I'm about to start teaching. When you go to your doctor, okay, and you sat down in your doctor's office and your doctor tells you something is wrong with you, and that your doctor tells you you need to get this particular medicine, whether it was 60 cents or whether it's $600, are you questioning your doctor? You're not. Now, we are hairstylists. We went through school 1,500 hours. Some people go through 2,000. We are doctors. You know it if you went through school, baby. You know it. I know you know, Carolyn. We done been through school, honey. And when we go through it, we have become the doctors of hair. And as doctors of hair, I'm going to have a conversation with my customer and say, this is what you need, okay, for your head. Yeah? And then I kind of nod my head. I give them that invisible string. I kind of nod my head. So when I'm nodding, they're nodding too. Yeah. But it's simply that. I'm telling you, this is what you need. Now, if the customer again comes to me and say, honestly, Dallas, I appreciate you giving me your complete honesty, and let me give you my complete honesty. At this time, I can't afford the Vietnamese. I can't afford the Indian raw. Here's what I can't afford. Here's where my budget lives. I love honest customers like that. Here's where my budget lives. And then as a professional who knows my product, such as you guys who have hair with private label extension, you should know your product. Being that you know that, have that conversation with them and say, you know what? I can use the Brazilian. It's going to take me a little bit more work to get it to the level that I need. You're still going to get the great results of lightener that you're asking for, but the type of hair that you're asking for, you're not going to have it there. So, for your fullness that you get for the Vietnamese, you're not going to get that full thick coarseness. We're living here in the Brazilian at that point. So there's where your difference. I'm also going to do a live broadcast class, guys, where we just sit down and I'm going to actually go through and lighten those brands for you, the different types of, wefts of hair that we have and that we offer. I'm going to do that. All right, let's go to another question. Listen, y'all start putting them laughs at me. I just try to have fun teaching. That's all. I really do. I just try to have fun teaching. How do I lighten a level 1 hair? I've heard it's hard to lift. Okay, got you. A level one, I mean, it's living at black, at the darkest level. So if it's living, it's not that it's hard to lift. It just depends on what brand you're grabbing. And so if you're grabbing a brand that's a jet black, which we do have a jet black, I'm gonna tell you right now, don't try to color that, okay? Because they put a process on it in China, Vietnam, or India. They put a process on it to make it that black, and then now you're over here in the U.S. and you're trying to lighten whatever and get off of what they put on. Leave it black. Leave it black. Okay. If you have levels, which generally the bundles of Brazil, we're just going to talk about the more familiar one, Brazilian. Generally, that Brazilian lives in about a 2-ish, 3-ish, where it lives there. And you're going to get through that hard stage of getting past that red, which is that level 5. It's going to be that hard stage to get through. But once you pass that stage, then it becomes a little bit more safer, easier. It's just understanding the laws of color, understanding the laws of color. So to answer that question, if it's a meant to be one, black, leave it black. If it's in the levels of 2 and 3s, because, again, it's living that Brazilian hair, then you can color it safely, do testing. And once you get past that level of 5, which is that red undertone, which is extremely hard to get out of because of eumelanin, pheomelanin, it's a whole nother class. I'm not getting ready to go through that class with you guys. Okay. Should have got that in cosmetology school in chapter 21, coloring. No, but once you get past that red, it becomes a little bit safer and easier for you. Cool. All right. You're welcome. Someone said, thank you, Dallas. You're welcome. Oh, you love me. I love you too. I love you. Right. Leave it black. Okay. Don't try it. Run it. Okay. Who else? All right. You guys had some great questions today. I really, really love it. It says you're absolutely right. I had a client bring me her process. Ooh, let's get in there, Carolyn. Hold on. Let me read that. Okay. It says, I had a client bring me processed hair and told them, you may not get the same results as raw hair. That's what you told them. They proceeded to get upset. Oh. Mad. Oh, man. Okay. Fuming. Huh? Hot. 38. Hot. Ready. I have had customers walk in. Can you color this? No, I cannot. No, I cannot. Well, why won't you color that? Because that didn't come from me. And I don't know where it came from. And so once I take on the responsibility of coloring the hair that you just brought in here off the street, not the street, the street, and said, can you color this? Once I actually start applying the color, now I've taken on the responsibility of that hair. And so if I've taken on the responsibility of that hair, if it doesn't come out the way it should come out, baby, then who got to give you some more hair that you went out there in the street and got that hair for $2 and you come in here, now I got to give you some, girl, bah, bah. Okay. Lesson 101, hair school 101. Never take somebody's hair that they brought in off the street to you and think that you're supposed to color that hair. Let me sip my tea on that. Okay. Leave it. Let them go on. And so what I do is I make a suggestion to the consumer at that point. And the suggestion for me is that, listen, when you're coming into my salon, when you're coming to sit behind my chair, let me suggest the product for you. Let me get the product for you. And they go, well, why? Because I could get it over here because I don't know what's on that hair. I don't know what that hair is processed. That hair has been through. It's not, I don't know. I don't know what happened to that hair. But what I can trust is this company, because this company stands behind what I do because I did it because I'm a hairstylist and I know what this company believes in and I know what I believe in, and we match up. And so if something happens and then I've had trial and error on other products and it happens different, then I know how I can go and have a conversation and say, you know what, we've done this about 100 times on this hair and this happened on this particular hair. Something happened. I don't know what happened, but something happened. You have some backup with that. That other hair you don't have a backup with, okay? Okay, bye, girl. I did. I had it happen to me. Okay, real quick story. I had it happen to me. Young lady at the hair salon come to this was when I was younger. I mean, I'm still young, but she came into the salon and it was a busy day, and I just will tell you this is that even years ago, I did not take clients off the street. I did not. I learned from an old school young lady, and she always said, always take recommendations. So your customers recommend someone. Just don't take willy-nilly anybody coming off the street. So I always took a client that a client had recommended. And so this particular client, she kept saying, this woman has been coming into my store. She owned a boutique, and she said she's coming into my store every week and saying, your bob is beautiful, it's on fire, oh my goodness, who does it? She says, well, Dallas does my hair. She said, oh, I need to get in this book and yada yada, and you couldn't get on my book. And so she said, how do I get on it? I've been trying to get on this book for the longest. How do I get on it? And she told her, she said, you can't, because we have, he takes recommendations. Anyway, long story short, she asked me, and I said, you know what, girl, she's been asking every week, and she's been in there every week, and that's all she does is come in there and ask every week. Fine. Just let's get her an appointment. So I got her an appointment. She had this little sew-in bob, little Dora the Explorer, little bulb, that she had bought this hair that I found out later that she bought from Beauty Supply store in one of those buckets that they have in the front that say $5, package hair, $5. Here it is right here. Get this $5 hair. And that $5 hair, baby, it feels so good. It feels like silk mink at that time, because it's processed. It has no cuticle on it whatsoever. It's just exposed. And I knew better, but I was busy. The only time I could get her was on a Saturday in between a particular client, in between another. And that was the only time. And so I put her in there. She said, yes, go ahead and take it. So I put it in there. And when I put her in that spot, I went to go and shampoo and condition the hair. And if you know anything about hair, shampooing a hair, and I'm trying to clarify it and get off whatever she had on it, shampooing a head with no cuticle on it, which is an exposed strand of hair. What is that going to do when you put some shampoo that's a clarifier that generally lives higher on the pH scale, which is alkaline, and then trying to put a conditioner on it that lives lower on the pH scale, which is below your normal hair and skin, which is your hair and skin is 4.5 to 5.5. So it lives generally about a level 3 in the pH scale. That hair turns into a rotted knot. Baby, when I say it was, it was, baby, that Dora the Explorer had drawn up to the sides right here. Oh my gosh. It was knotted dreadlocks all around. It just was just little bubbles on her head right here. I was so tore up. And then mind you, I had several other clients after her. Yeah. So I had to learn a lesson that you never take someone with product that a product such as hair extensions that you have no idea what they are. I had to go buy that woman some more extensions. I had to take them out of her head, cut them out of her head, let her sit up on a dryer and buy her some more extensions. And at that time, I wasn't in the weave extensions because I didn't trust anybody because of situations like that. It wasn't until I got with private label extensions, baby, that I said, I trust you with everything. But anyway, and so I had to leave my salon, drive to the beauty supply store and buy brand new packaged hair in which they didn't have that little $5 bucket no more, and bought her some $39.99 packaged hair. And I had to buy 3 packs to put that in her head. Oh, I was hot. So I lost money. I didn't make money. I lost money on that day. When you lose money, honey, you'll change the way you think. All right. Oh, right. The tangle, baby. The tangle. Yes, I did. 5 hours. I mean, $5 hair, and it was knotted up like this. It was turned up like that right there. Oh my God. Oh. You sound like my BFF who is my stylist. Oh, that's cute. All right. So guys, I have had fun with you guys. I've been with you guys about 45 minutes. I try to say that I was going to try to do an hour with me, because I can talk. Okay. But I was going to try to do it as an hour with Dallas, where we're talking about different things and answering your questions and hearing foolish stories like what I just explained. But yeah, this was fun. I hope you learned some things. The last and final thing I'm just going to leave you with is understanding understanding conditioning and using deep conditioners. Some of my favorite deep conditioners that I like to use, especially after doing a lightning service, a couple of them. Of course, Paul Mitchell, Awapui Wild Ginger, using their shampoo conditioning treatment works incredibly well. Still living in the Paul Mitchell family, I love to use Dramatic Repair, which is Blondor. I'm not Blondor. Can you hear me? I'm talking about Blondor. Forever Blonde Dramatic Repair is the truth. It's a silver bottle, has a little spray. It's the truth. I won't tell you what's in it, but just know it's some great ingredients in it that's going to help support that. The one that says it's a 10 and it's yellow and it says for blonde, just be mindful though, it's a heavy cream. And so putting a whole lot on and then trying to blow out especially if you got a white girl, so she gonna live like that. White girls love to live like that. No, she's gonna live like that. So be mindful of that. Also, a great product for blonding and conditioning is using New Expressions humected seal. I can't even remember that. Anyway, it's a product that they made for conditioning dry hair for the black girl. But baby, it does miraculous wonders on the blondes. Yeah. Oh, that hair is like silk when you're finished with it, honey. Bends like the wind. Okay. So those are some of my go-tos. Can you use it on the extension without lightening? Absolutely. Will you get great results with it? Absolutely. But I'm just giving you, because we're talking about lightning, this will be some things that work for you. Okay. $5 bucket here. All right. Is there any other questions that you guys have for me? Any whatsoever? What products is that? I just logged in. Oh, girl. Hey, boo. You just logged in. We had a whole conversation about products and all that. You're gonna have to go back and look at this. I mean, we'll say that you're gonna have to go back and look at this, ma'am. Okay, sugar. Or you just have to hit me up in my message. I answer you when you hit me up, and we talk about some different things when you hit me up on the Instagram or something like that. Anyway, also, guys, let me just share with that. Thank you. You said great teaching. My Instagram is Dallas Christopher Hair. You can find me there. You can find me on on all the social media networks that you're seeing right now. Just know on my Instagram, I have some antics, some crazy stuff. You think I'm silly? Trust me. I like to have fun. I have turned my passion into a paycheck. And so it's just fun for me. It's never really work. I enjoy it, and I say that for you at the end of the day, when you're finishing here, turn your paycheck or your passion into a paycheck. Say it right. Turn your passion into a paycheck. You'll never work another day in your life after that. That's why I jump up and I'm always, because I love what I do. Yeah. All right. Thanks for this call. I would love to chat privately. My IG. Okay, Duke, how you doing? Duke, you said something else to me earlier. You're welcome. You a big time. Duke, where are you from? Go ahead and answer real quick. Go ahead. Go on, type it in. I need to see it. Come on, you live. Go. Do it. Playing. I'm playing. Amen to that. Boom, boom, boom. Yep. Who is, what lighteners do you recommend? I'm a little new. Oh, you're a little new to this. Okay, 2 more seconds. Who just said they're a little new to this and what lighteners do they recommend? Who just said that? Okay. Duke, while you trying to tell me where you from? The lighteners that I choose, I love the lighteners that we have in our Paul Mitchell brand, which are dual purpose lightener. I also love Lighten Up. Me. Who is me? I also love Lighten Up. I love using, if I don't want a bunch of lift, but I need just enough lift, I use Sky Lightener because it creates a clay coating on top. And so that it's lightening on the inside. So it's not going to give me, that super, super blonde, but it's going to give me that blonde that I'm looking for within that 7 to level 8. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful, beautiful blonde. And so I love mixing those with putting them in foil. Shanice from Indianapolis. Hello, how you doing? So I love those in our Paul Mitchell brand. As I said, if you're living in one box, then come on, how can you be successful if you're just living in one box? I do love, for some great energy, I do love a Wella Blondor. Don't get me wrong. I love a Wella Blondor, baby. She gets you there. She gets you there. You just got to know when you're using it, how to use it. Don't just go all willy-nilly. Y'all know that's about the third time I done said that because that's my favorite thing when I'm teaching my students. I'll just get all willy-nilly and just start doing stuff. When you're using a lightener, make sure you understand how it works. That's what the test strands mean. And so that's going to be important, looking at that Blondor. Another one that I love, L'Oreal Platinum. But the Platinum is a little bit on the higher side. And so if I'm using that to lighten certain products, or if I'm using it to lighten my guest's hair or their leave out or whatever to match of the other hair that I'm using, that's when I'll use a platinum with that, okay? Because it lightens beautifully, safely. But it's and you better know how to use on a little bit, okay? Because you'll waste all your product and will be mad. All right, white or blue powder bleach. Let's just be real. They go, oh, blue is, the blue is going to help the color. No, it's lightener. Okay. It's powdered lightener and it's lightener. When you talk to scientists and start asking about the blue in the powder, in my past experience working with the one that's a white and the one that's a blue, I got the same amount of energy I needed and the same amount of tonal value that I needed, okay? And so what I got. And then I control my tonal value. And second, I don't want anything else controlling my tonal value anyway. As a hairstylist, I want to get to my level of lift that I want, and then I tone it to what I want it to be. My sandy, my beige, I don't never do yellow that often, but my warm or whatever the case may be, I control it. So living in the white and the blue, do you have a choice? No, I have a choice of product brand, not a choice of white and blue. Somebody else just asked me a quick question too. We need a PLE class. Okay, I got you. Somebody asked something about liquid. Last question, liquid or powder? Depending on what you're trying to get. Generally, the liquid has more conditioning agents in it than the powder. And so if I'm trying to stay a little bit more conditioning, then yeah, if I'm definitely using a lightener on my guest hair themselves, especially if she's an ethnic girl and she's got a texture that's a little bit more curlier, a little bit more tight of the curl. I want to give her as much love as I possibly can. So I'm going to go with a cream lightener that has more conditioning buffers that are in it. That's going to help it. Excuse me. That's going to help support the lightening of it. The powdered lightener is going to give me just more energy without those as many conditioning buffers in it. Cool. You are welcome. All right, guys, that is it. I gotta go because y'all have talked to me. We did an hour. So hour with Dallas. That's what we're probably going to call this. We're going to try our best to see you guys at least a couple of times out of the week, just to answer a whole bunch of questions, and you get your opportunity to get your questions answered. Listen, don't feel like that because I'm done and that we're not live or anything of that. Don't feel like that you can't get those answers. Ask me those questions. As I gave you my social media, and ask me those questions. Jump on my Facebook, Dallas Christopher. Jump on my Instagram, Dallas Christopher Hair. Even though I don't always run my Dallas Christopher Hair, when you say something in my DM, my guy who runs it for me, he turns around and sends a message and say, "Hey, this is one of your students. This is one of your fellow hairstylists who really need to know some information from you." Now, if it's some other stuff, then yeah, it may not get answered. But if it's about products and you're trying to understand something, I'm going to answer it. All right, so that is it. It has been fun. I hope it was informational for you guys, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. Did you? Yeah? Yeah. From the judging from these comments, it looks like you guys did enjoy it. So thank you so much. I appreciate you guys joining me here at Private Label Extensions. We'll come back again. See you guys later. All right. Bye.